Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now February 20th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Gina Carano fired situation by Lucasfilm, a lot of fans have been very skeptical and very curious about exactly where Star Wars is going by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing is for certain is that yes, we do know that Kathleen Kennedy, as of right now, is in hiding. She is not making an official statement or her exact viewpoint on things related to Gina Carano. She refuses to do so. Obviously, we saw what happened the other day with Kathleen Kennedy. You know, a lot of fans were really calling out the hypocrisy when she was on that Oscar video. I don't know if you guys saw that. But everything else related to the Gina Carano fired situation, things have really been progressing day by day, and a lot of fans are really just beginning to realize exactly what kind of agenda Lucasfilm really has when it comes to the overall franchise. Now, the thing about the Mandalorian series and how they got rid of Gina Carano and are really pushing for the idea to recast the character of Cara Dune. However, Jon Favreau does not want that to happen. Jon Favreau is doing everything in his power to prevent that from happening. In fact, Favreau believes that nobody else can replace Gina Carano's version of Cara Dune. Basically, Gina is Cara Dune. In my book, the best recast for Cara Dune is Gina Carano. Now, when we go ahead and take a look at what's been going on with, the overall situation behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, there have been a couple of ripple effects by this entire thing that happened. Everything related to the production of some TV shows and how some rewrites are being established in there as well. Now, with that being said, alright, given that The Mandalorian Season 3 is now in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are hard at work on developing their new Star Wars universe moving ahead. However, it's described that behind the scenes, Lucasfilm has some minor setbacks with their projects due to the Gina Carano firing. It's explained that recently Gina Carano was able to respond to the Star Wars fandom through a recent interview with the Daily Wire, where she unveiled that many other employees a part of Lucasfilm have tried to protect her from getting fired and did everything in their power to succeed from that happening. However, they were not able to prevent Gina from getting cancelled by Lucasfilm. Now, Gina went on to say to the fans in the interview that when Ben Shapiro had called, "My body is still shaking. It's devastating. But the thought of this happening to anybody else, especially to somebody who could not handle this the way I can." Okay, then she goes on to state, no, they don't get to do that. They don't get to make people feel like that. And if I buckle, it'll actually make it okay for these companies who have a history of lying to be lying and to do this to other people, and they've done it to other people, and I'm not going down without a fight. Gina goes on to express that she saw this coming for months and knew that this was only a matter of time before she would get fired and is not going to give up on standing up for her side of the story, and hopes to see Lucasfilm further face the fans to make an official statement on the current matter. Now, it doesn't end there, because remember, everything about this is going to progress tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a big deal. I do suggest that you guys keep an eye out for this massive interview that's going to drop on the Daily Wire by Ben Shapiro. We're going to be learning a lot more about Gina's side of the story, about her viewpoints on things, about her feelings of the overall situation and what she actually felt throughout the entire process. As I said in my last post, I'm still very, very against what Lucasfilm did of firing Gina through social media. Basically, they never informed her at any point in time, and Gina confirmed this, that she was fired. And their way of telling her that she was fired by using hashtags on Twitter, by allowing the Star Wars fans who were against Gina Carano, or maybe not even fans, maybe just regular people that were against Gina Carano, were actually raising their voices on Twitter, and that was Lucasfilm's way of firing Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. Let me just say one thing here, that's pretty low. That's like bottom of the barrel low as a company of what you could do. I feel that if you're going to fire somebody, inform them through a private email, write up a good letter or something around those lines stating of why they're letting you go and when they're letting you go. You know, whether it's immediately, in a week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. They should be informed privately through email. That's how it should work. Now, I understand that Gina Carano's position is not a regular 9 to 5. I understand that. But normally this is how it works in other Hollywood studios out there. Lucasfilm doesn't seem to get the program. You know, they use social media as a way to let go of people from what it seems, or at least in this current scenario. And they used Twitter. They used hashtags. They used a trending hashtag to fire Gina Carano. Several days this took for it to gain momentum before Gina Carano was able to see this on Twitter and understand that she was let go, and was able to eventually learn that other Lucasfilm employees were actually trying to keep her on board, and they themselves failed. So there is a division over at that company. There is a divide between fans that are more sided with George Lucas and Jon Favreau, and others that are sided with Kathleen Kennedy and crew. Now mind you, even though Kathleen Kennedy has little to no creative power, alright, over the Star Wars franchise, she's only involved with the Acolyte TV series, but business decisions, alright, for the most part, she is on board with a lot of that, including, you know, exactly what's been going on behind the scenes here with the overall structure of who gets fired and when they get fired. Now, the thing about this also is that Carano is going to really raise her voice tomorrow. She's going to unveil a lot more about Lucasfilm and what has been happening for the past couple of months. Again, Carano goes as far to say that Lucasfilm lies and that they have a tendency to lie and do this to other people, and they've done it to other people repeatedly. So, I know that to some of you these are very big statements by Carano, and I would not be surprised in the least that this is Lucasfilm's nature. I mean, just look at the tendency of what Star Wars has been like since 2012. On and off firings, on and off creative differences, on and off creators stepping down because they did not agree with Lucasfilm's direction of either a Star Wars movie and or a project. I mean, the original writer of the Boba Fett film even called out Kathleen Kennedy, and that's exactly why he stepped away. I'm sure that you guys remember when we talked about that about 3, maybe 4 months ago. So here's the thing. I mean, tomorrow I think that obviously a lot of fans are going to learn a lot more about Gina's side and Lucasfilm's nature, and exactly whether or not we are going to get a statement from Disney/Lucasfilm in the coming days or weeks. Now, March 9th, I believe, is the day. There is going to be a shareholder meeting, if I'm not mistaken, and to my knowledge, a lot of shareholders are not all that happy about what has actually been happening with Gina Carano, because it's having an impact not just on Star Wars, but also on Marvel and everything Disney. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, I think that we are going to get somewhere. Disney is going to make a statement very soon. It's just going to take more and more momentum to get to that point. So, yeah, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.